Happy Tuesday. I'm attempting to go live on my Facebook page and my Instagram, so bear with me. Oh, guess what? Of course, I didn't put go live on Instagram. Hold on, guys. I'm not live. Okay. Happy Tuesday. We're going to try this again. So I just created a post on Instagram, and I really wanted to go live because I feel very passionate about this topic, but also very feeling like, what's the right words? Very vulnerable because I am being very outspoken based on what I believe and where the evidence, as far as I know, is showing about certain diets and being vegan. So I just wanted to kind of, talk through it a little bit more because I think sometimes it's easier than reading all of that information, actually hearing it and listening to it and being able to explain what I am trying to get across. So here goes. So my post, if you haven't seen it, was about our messaging being vegan. So for a long time, as you guys know, I have been vegan, and I have tried to be vegan, is what I will say, for the last 2 years. So 2 years ago, I decided, I was vegetarian for a while, I was pescatarian, then I decided to go vegan. So I've been vegan for about 2 years, and I want to share a little bit about first that experience about being vegan, because since I've been vegan, I have not been a perfect vegan. So I have definitely have felt guilt and shame and feeling like I was sort of promoting something, but not fully believing in it or understanding why, or feeling truthful to myself and to my audience about the way I eat. So the more I have thought about why I'm vegan and where the evidence is showing about what's best for your health, back it up a little bit too. Not only that, but also vegan being included in diets as paleo and keto, which I know are also, and vegan is too, restrictive diets and not diets that are recommended to be on long term. So this really got me thinking, right? Well, if vegan now is like a fad diet, just like all these other diets that I don't truly believe in, I do think that they work, but as a dietitian, I don't think they're diets that are either can be realistic to be on it long term, or be healthy to be on long term, right? Or as I said again, just is it really immediate results now, but in long term show great lab work and be able to manage your weight and reduce chronic diseases, right? All those things. So this really got me thinking that maybe instead of promoting a vegan diet, what I should be promoting is a whole food plant-based diet. So I also teach in the schools, as you guys know, and our program is funded through the USDA. So right now, hopefully my job is still okay because we are still funded through the state, but SNAP benefits, we do work a lot with the population that are SNAP eligible, and SNAP benefits, just a side note, because of the government shutdown, people may not get their SNAP benefits, which means people are going to have a hard time at least those people are going to have a hard time figuring out where they're going to get their food, which could impact our program too. So we're not exactly sure, but we did find out more guidance on that today, just as a side note. So that is what I do full time, right? And I taught a school today, and I taught the kids about, thanks, Brittany. I talked to the kids today about go slow, low foods. And I really emphasized that there are certain foods that we want to eat more often and less often, but that does not mean there are no good or bad foods. And why I really want to emphasize this is exactly because of these fad diets, because even today, actually, this actually just happened today too. We got in a complaint from a parent telling her that one of our educators was telling their child that they couldn't have pizza or ice cream, and she was going home and getting very emotional about it and saying that she couldn't have certain foods because that's what she was told. And so she wasn't eating pancake, like her family would do pancake breakfast every weekend, and she wasn't eating the pancakes, right? So we don't want to scare kids to not eat certain foods, and we certainly don't want to I certainly, as a dietitian, don't want to be the diet police, and I know that's something that dietitians, we've really tried to change because we want to truly help people figure out the best way they can eat for themselves, no matter what that is. Maybe that is vegan, maybe that is keto, maybe that is paleo, but what that means is finding a diet, or gluten-free, but finding a diet that works for them, that they feel proud, I don't know if that's the right word either, but feel that, it's a diet that they can be on long term, and that they understand how to fuel their body and what it does for them, and that they are truly healthy, because we can do a lot of harm. And why I went to school for as long as I did, and did my supervised practice and all that stuff and requirements, and took a test, just like doctors have to take tests, just like lawyers have to take their boards, and just like those, I had to take that test to also be a dietitian. And what that means is that we learn not everything, because I'm still learning, but enough to be able to give quality information to the public, and working with people to help them, to not harm them, right? That's the worst thing that I'd want to do as a dietitian is to help somebody with their diet, and for it to actually harm them. So what we're here for is to prevent that from happening, and that can happen through eating diets, or going on a diet yourself and learning information that may not be reliable on the internet, and not doing it correctly. And I've been seeing that more and more, and I just grit my teeth and I not say anything because you can't do that either, because when I see people going on diets, they are trying, and that is so important. That is the first step, right? Is to just try, and that's huge. That you are making any change in your life is so tremendously huge, because making any change in your life and changing any habit is extremely hard, especially when you try to do it later in life. It just is. That's the way it is. So back to, went off on a little tangent there, but back to what I was saying. So since being vegan, I have not always been a strict vegan, and I get this a lot, like, why are you vegan? Are you a strict vegan? Like, what does that mean? All these kind of questions, right? And more I've thought about, what does that mean? And more than often lately, I've been more like, well, I'm vegan, but not really, but I'm not very strict kind of thing. So really, what I'm saying is I eat mostly plant-based. I eat mostly plants in my diet. That is what I eat most often, is I try to eat plants. And if I enjoy chocolate, if I enjoy cake, or if I enjoy cheese, I will eat those things because I enjoy them. But when I had a little piece of cake in our staff room the other day, I took a small little piece, and that's all I had, right? Just a little piece. So my diet is not made of eating cake every single day. I have a little piece once in a while. Is that going to really hurt me and towards my goals and being healthy? No, not at all. And I should eat those things that I enjoy. And yes, being vegan has a lot more to do too with the environment and animals, but I really want to focus more on right now the health benefits and health-wise to that. So that is what I'm trying to focus on. But also being vegan, not adding in, anything about, as I said, animals or environment or anything. I want to share an experience I had that I almost wanted to cry. Actually, two experiences that I've had thinking or actually eating meat, and on accident, or by accident, not by choice, and being very emotional about it. So, deep breath. So, hi Izzy, thanks for joining. If you are joining, please let me know you are on so I know you're watching, and thank you for watching. So, my experiences. Okay, so one, my first experience was when I went home. So hopefully my dad is not watching this, but I think it's important to tell you guys also about my experience too, hopefully you guys might be able to relate to what I'm saying. So when I was home, gosh, I don't know when this was. It might have been around Christmas or before that, but anyways, a couple months ago, not very long ago, right? And I've been vegan now this January, 2 years. So my dad was cooking fish for dinner, and he was so excited, and it was really good, and it's like a Blue Apron recipe, and my dad's turned into the chef following these recipes, and now he can cook because all he needed was clear out directions, the ingredients labeled, that's all he needed to really learn to cook. So anyways, he's been learning to cook this way, and he loves it, and he's proud of it, and it's it's good. It's really good to see my dad's evolution around food and nutrition and cooking is just it's just really awesome to see. As a dietitian, it's just and a vegetarian and all that, right? Vegan. So anyways, my dad was cooking this fish, and he took a little bite, and then he took another one on the fork, it was just a little bite. And he literally was spoon feeding me, right, like a baby, and stuck the piece of fish, it was just a bite, mind you, into my mouth. And I wanted to cry because I was like, Dad, I don't eat fish. I wanted to spit it out, but at the same time, I didn't. I swallowed it and I ate it, and I told him it was good because I could see how proud he was of cooking this fish, right? And I'm already getting emotional about this because it was just food, we have so many emotional ties around food that it's just, yeah, a lot, right? There's a lot of emotion around our food. So anyways, because I'm vegan, and I told my dad that, Dad, I can't eat this. I can't eat fish, right? But then he shoves it in my mouth, and I wanted to cry. And I thought, oh my God, what's going through my head is I'm vegan, I'm a liar, oh my gosh, I can't be promoting this diet if I can't even really actually eat this diet, I can't do this. So all these things are going through me, right? And my dad's thinking, I'm not saying this, I'm just sticking this all through my head, but he's probably can see the emotional tie and the emotional pain I was feeling, right? And he's like, Kayla, the vegan police are not going to come after you. You act like the police are going to come after you. And I just laugh because he's so right. Nobody is going to come banging on my door telling me that I just ate fish and that's illegal, right? So now I laugh about it because it's comical, but at the time I was so emotional about it. And then the other day, another experience I had, I almost thought I ate a burger that was actually real meat at a restaurant, and I almost cried before I even took a bite because I thought, oh my God, this is me. If this is actually me, I am going to cry. So, my phone is dying. So you can see I'm already getting emotional about this, right? So my point is, around these diets, I feel like we're not only restricting ourselves, we're not only limiting nutrients from our diet, we're creating shame, we're creating more of an emotional tie, an emotional experience, which food is already emotional, but we're creating more emotional ties around that food because we think in our mind, well, I can't have that, and then we do, and we feel guilty, and we feel shameful. But guess what? My dad is so right. There is no such thing as a diet police. And dietitians, as I said before, as I just said, we are not the diet police, right? We are here to help you figure out how to eat healthy and manage whatever your goals are to be healthy for the rest of your life, right? That is what we're here for, and we want to help. So my point is, going after all this and why this has taken me a lot of courage, and something that I learned through my yoga practice the other day, is to be courageous and to be more, to have more courage. And this is one thing that I am doing, to be more courageous. And I really want to start saying and promoting a whole food plant-based diet, because just as I said before, and I was talking when I was teaching kids today about go slow, whoa foods, I really tried to emphasize to eat more go foods, which are plant foods, fruits and vegetables, and your lean proteins, right? And that includes lean proteins as in beans. So that is what I really want to focus on, and that is what I want to start saying, that I eat mostly a plant-based diet or a whole food plant-based diet as best I can, but that does not make it a restrictive diet. It does not make it a fad diet. It does not make it, and it's still probably labeling it more than I even should, but I really want to emphasize that that is, how I try to eat and what I believe in, and where the evidence is for your health is to eat mostly plants, and not just plants, as I said, whole foods. So what that means is real food that comes out of our ground. And I know the paleo diet, has a lot, is a lot focused on that, like real whole foods too. So I think that is it. That is my rant, which I got in a little bit of a tangent. So I apologize for that, but I thank you for watching if you are, and let me know what you think about everything that I said. I welcome comments, feedback, anything. As I said, I know I am, being very outspoken about this topic, and not everyone may believe in it. Oh, Jake just asked me a question. Is there a difference between vegan and plant-based? That is a good question. I didn't actually really explain that very well. And I'm glad you are bringing that up, because why I just came on, and Jake, since you just said you came on late, why I came on and wanted to talk about this is actually exactly what you just mentioned. So I was just mentioning that I want to really focus more on talking about eating more whole food plant-based and not labeling it as much a vegan. And that is because I believe there is a difference. And I tell you the truth, I don't know how much evidence there really is or research around what the difference is, but this is just my belief or what I understand it as, just to put that out there. But being vegan to me is more of a restrictive, no, I don't even want to say restricted, is more of a turned more into a fad diet. So that is my issue with it, because it's turning more into what we'd classify as a fad diet. I don't really like that term. Also, it has more to do with the environmental and animals protection kind of, what do I say, connotation. So that is the labeling and the verbiage of vegan. That's what it more is than health-based. So I really want to focus more on the health-based side of it, and I have not been as spoken as I have lately, because I've been I think for a full year, I would say that I didn't really know how to explain why I was vegan, or wanted to really be that open even on social media that I was vegan. And that's because I was ashamed of it and didn't really know how to explain it, because it had all those connotations of being the environment and animals, which I think is, extremely important, and, could possibly be why I decided to completely go vegan. But right now I'm just, want to focus on the health benefits. So what I think the differences are, to answer your question, Jake, sorry, this is a roundabout answer, but I'm getting there. So really, I think what the difference is that vegan is, let's see, how do I explain this in not a roundabout way, in a concise way. So a vegan is more, I don't know if I want to say restrictive, but there's more connotations around that. And plant-based is more focused on so vegan, I think, would be more about the environment and animals. So more of that kind of connection to the diet, rather than plant-based, which focuses more on eating more plants, which I think vegan is, and more people learn about it, and that's why they say they want to go vegan. I do think it does, usually the first reason why is to eat more plants, right? So so I think that's really, I really do think that's, that's really is a huge difference on just using that verbiage. Vegan has to do with more of that kind of thing. So the animals, as I said, and environment, and plant-based is more focused on eating more plants. And that's where I think there's a gap and there's an issue, and why I felt so much guilt and shame myself around it as a dietitian, because here I know, that I know that I'm knowledgeable about nutrition, and I know it's best to eat more plants, but why? Right? But why? Why do I think that? Why do I believe that? Well, there's so much evidence now coming out of, how a plant-based diet can reverse diseases and all these different things, right? So, really I'm feeling like, okay, I need to figure out why or how I can eliminate that shame and that, that shame, right, and guilt around being vegan, but be able to do it in a very authentic way that I feel that I can share with all of you and help you to, to be on a plant-based diet if you choose, or if you think that's, the way, what you want to try or what you want to do, then I would love to help you to do that in a way too that feels good to you, that isn't restrictive to you. And I think that's so important, because I think people too get really scared about, like, okay, I know vegan, or I hear all the social media that vegan's the best diet to go, but I can't do it because I really like, I don't know, let's say cheese. Okay, well, you can still eat mostly plant-based and still eat cheese once in a while because you enjoy cheese. It does, and you could, not even thinking about it, you would most likely, if you thought about it in that way, you pretty much would be vegan besides eating cheese or dairy. Right? So, my perspective, you would still get some benefits of eating eating that way, or the foods that you choose, because you're eating more, you're still focusing and eating more plants. So I hope that really made sense. Oh, thank you. And thanks, thanks, Izzy. You guys are awesome. So I hope that helped, and I hope that answered your question, Jake. I know that could have been a roundabout way, and I have probably talked way too long than I normally do, but I really felt passionate, as I said, about this topic, and I do feel that is where my practice is that I want to take, and what I want to do as a dietitian to help others, is to transition to a plant-based diet. But first, I know I have to eliminate, as I said, that guilt and that shame around it, and really start being more outspoken with what I believe the messaging should be about vegan and plant-based diets. So I hope that was helpful or clear and not as roundabout as I feel like that might have been, because I went on some tangents, but you're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you, thank you guys, very much for joining in and watching. And again, have a thank you and have a great night. Bye. And if I should add this, if you guys do have any questions, please let me know. You can always comment on this video or DM me, and I will get to you as soon as I can. Bye.